Good morning. How are you guys?
Very good. How are you?
Great. Everything's set up over there. We're good to go?
I think so.
So we're here to talk about Rookie Blue, and I'm very excited about the show. Huge fan of everyone naturally, and I loved Reaper, so I'm glad to see you guys both back on TV and in the same show.
Thank you. We're happy about it too. High five.
Excellent. Let's start off by talking about the characters a little bit. Tell me a little bit about Dove and a little bit about Andy and how they're different from what you've played in the past, besides the obvious them being rookie cops.
Sure. So Dove Epstein, he's wanted to be a cop his entire life. I actually based him on a character. I based him on a person that I went to kindergarten with who wanted to be a cop so bad that he used to try to arrest people at recess. And so he made that. His name was Travis. He made such an impression on me, just what it would be like to know and be so enthusiastic about wanting to do something from such an early age, that I sort of took that and I made that Dove's backstory. So when you meet Dove, it's the first day, of the rest of his life. It's a day he's been waiting for, and it doesn't go as planned, and he sort of has to adjust to reality. But he's incredibly enthusiastic and just wants to make a difference and wants to be a cop. So he's very different from Ephraim. Tonally, he's very different than Ephraim because he's a lot lighter, a lot more enthusiastic, and he wears his heart on his sleeve a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my turn.
What about Andy?
I was like, good answer. Andy, well, Andy's the most well-rounded character I've ever gotten to play, which is exciting for me. I think I've always done smaller parts, and I got to be the girlfriend, and it was a lot of fun doing that, but it only went so far because there just wasn't a lot of time to, extend the storyline. And this time I get to really divulge in a character and explore that, and it was a blast. I mean, she is vulnerable, but she's tough. She really wants to make a difference. There's a lot I actually have in common with her. I'm a type A personality and I'm a perfectionist, and I think that I actually can save everybody even though I have no skills to do so. But, Andy's a little more ahead of me on that one because at least she went, did some training to be a cop. But I like that about her because I really wanted to make sure that that was in the character because I think that's interesting. You can have all these good intentions, you can want to make a huge difference, but life does not come at you in a way that is very black and white. It's not always obvious how to handle a situation, and Andy's emotional, like myself. So she gets attached to a lot of things that she probably shouldn't in the job, and it's difficult for her to kind of set her aside, her personal life aside from her job. So that was really interesting to do too.
And I've seen the videos that Greg you've posted on Twitter, background and the training. What kind of training have you guys had to really learn how to be on the job?
When we first got there, they set up like a small 3-day police academy. That was all we had time for before we had to start filming. But they took us through all of the tools, how to use them, and then how to behave in certain scenarios, like clearing a room or a building, running a traffic stop. And then they also, oh, sorry, we got another call coming in. Hold on.
Hello.
So I'll just pick back up. So they taught us how to behave in certain scenarios, clearing a room, running a traffic stop.
Use a gun, handcuffs.
Missy's two personal favorites.
Yes.
And then they gave us the rookie speech that they give to rookies when they really do arrive on their first day.
Mm-hmm. And we had an officer on set who kind of helped us through each of the scenes because we had no idea what we were going to be filming for the 13 episodes. We just had the pilot, so we needed a lot of help, and we got it.
Well, the way that's helpful because rookies don't have that much, they're kind of thrown on the job a lot of times too. So it's kind of true that we get to see what you guys are doing.
It's like I had no idea. You just assume when you see somebody in uniform that they're like highly trained professionals. Mm-hmm. But at least in Toronto and the police officers we were talking about,
they're not.
Rookies, they come out on the street for the first time only 6 months after they join the academy. It's like from 6 months from applying to when you can be out on the street.
Yeah.
Which is a shorter amount of time. I mean, that surprised me.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Last question.
No, but they're totally qualified.
Why do you think people should tune in, and why do you think they will enjoy this show?
I think it's a different cop show than anything else. It's not a procedural show. It's very character driven, and you've got 5 rookie cops that it's on the first day. We think we have everything figured out. We know exactly what's going to happen and who we are, and where we want to go with our lives and careers. And reality kind of hits us in the face, and we all have different journeys of how we sort that out. But I think it's really relatable. I think each character has been well written, and we have our own path, but we come together, and I just think that it's a really great show.
It's anybody can relate to sort of having to fake it till you make it, and
Absolutely.
and that's what that's what we're doing on and off camera.
It sounds like you guys have great camaraderie off screen, and you kind of see that on screen too. You guys are all thrown together, but you kind of start to lean on each other. And I think that's really relatable too, because you fall on the people that you're working with all the time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we all met each other too just a few days before we started filming, and so there was a lot of parallels here between us starting a brand new job and, playing rookie cops. We think just because we learn the lines, we think we know what's going to happen in the scenes and what direction it's going to take, and with Greg, you just never know where it's going to go. Risky, very risky.
Well, that's everything I have for you this morning. Like I said, I can't wait for the show. I've seen the first episode and I loved it, so I'm going to keep watching and make sure everybody else is too.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
You.
Great, thank you.
Guys.
Bye.
Bye.